Okay, so the response to the question, can you please explain why the common perspective of God has become so counter to how society operates and why many types of religions and groups are opposed or angry at this being? This is going to have multiple parts because the answer uh, is like pages long. So, God, or your general concept of how this title became known and associated to this ideal of God as an insular and separate entity that is of an ultimate authority figure who exceeds and controls all aspects of your existence, arose due to a variety of miscommunications and interferences and alterations. As time has progressed, the general majority of the population has been given or had intentionally had withheld plethoras of information or components of various history points, scientific, and of course academic resources, because of these aspects of modified or intentionally hidden variables in various records and fields, along with cultural and common inaccuracies that assist in dividing people and other species against one another. This is part of an overall, larger overall active goal, which is spiritual suppression. Suppression to enable various levels of control, which can only exist if a complex system of manipulation and deep-rooted lies exists, which is therefore the illusion, which is in red. There are many enacted examples that plague your societies, and these systems are conscious constructs that are not physical but exist in a realm that exists below you, literally. It is down as you would perceive underground, directionally. Now, additionally, the placement of a God as a supreme entity who exists disconnected and separate from you and who is recording your every action waiting to judge you at your cycle's end is inaccurate in the sense that what one would consider God can be different based on cultural indoctrination, but this role is inaccurate in how many of you have been led to assimilate into a concept of what and how this being exists. This is where the control structures, also in red, begin to be implemented so as to mesh a role of God that could be applied to any singular or triumvirate entity that is in itself an astute deception. So, now I will try to give the most accurate depiction possible as to the actuality of what really is found based on the true structure and essence that is us, for lack of a better term. The actuality of what God is quite literally everything that exists, but additional clarification is needed to the proper conception. The origin of existence came from an intelligence that formed within the chaos of what existed before the barrier. The intelligence felt the chaos to be essentially too incomprehensible, as it was like being inside of a constantly evolving calculation that had no format. Just explosive, never-ending confusion born of static-like components that deconstructed and morphed into void-like darkness that might be best understood to be envisioned as the effect of a nuclear bomb had the reaction continued in chain repetition and never ended. So an extensively dark nuclear bomb whose explosion continually grew and expanded in size forever, although time does not exist in any format at this point. So the intelligence felt that something more could be possible since the potential for it was present. So the intelligence formed into an energy force of energy formed from itself and the energy of the chaos and began the dance of the eternal force, which allowed the chaos to become ordered and form into components of the energetic framework. The structure of the framework of all that exists was now able to form inside the boundaries of the eternal dance. That which expressed in your realm as yin and yang. This allowed the formation of the framework to form within as the complex expression and formation of the multidimensional structure to begin. The dream of infinity, of which we all are and can only be a component that is part of us. And this is where intermission was granted because